All right, we have a lot of box office stuff to talk about. Yeah, a lot of box office stuff. So I mentioned it in my in the opening there. The K-pop Demon Hunters, man, it wins the box office. One weekend, sing-alongs. The screenings of the Netflix and Sony animation K-pop Demon Hunters easily topped the charts this weekend. The 2-day event reportedly hauling in 9.6 million on Saturday. Target it did 18. So we'll do the overall numbers right here. Hold on a second. And there you go. So K-pop Demon Hunters did 18 million. 18. That's pretty crazy. Just on those screenings alone. Weapons bringing in 15.6. He's up to almost 200 million so far for that movie. That's a massive hit. Freakier Friday, another one, coming in third place, 113 worldwide. It's 70 million domestic so far. The movie made 70 million domestic. Fantastic Four, I think it hasn't even cracked 500 yet. 490. That's obviously a disappointment for Marvel. Bad Guys 2, which I think is also on digital, 150 million worldwide. Not too bad. And then we go to, I think, Superman, as you look right here. Superman just crossed 604 million. So, John, I think the big story here is K-pop Demon Hunters. And
yeah,
this is just sing-along screenings, bringing in that kind of money.
Yeah.
If you're Netflix, do you second guess your decision of putting these things in the theater, or do you say no, we have a good strategy, we know what we're doing, we're not going to spend another $100 million on marketing? This was a freak thing. It was a massive hit. We didn't know it was going to be a hit. We put it in theaters. We made some extra money on it.
Well, I think everything they're doing is a case-by-case basis, right? Because it just was announced last week that Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein is going to get a 3-week theatrical release to match what Narnia is doing, with Greta Gerwig getting a 3-week theatrical release. But Rian Johnson's new film is not going to get a theatrical release. So it's about case by case. And you look at, yes, Demon Hunters did really well, and congratulations. I've got to watch that at some point this week. But Ne Zha 2 absolutely shit the bed, which was a massive hit coming out of China. They released it here in the States and it didn't do well. So I think it was a matter of the fact that K-pop Demon Hunters grabbed the pop culture zeitgeist's attention on Netflix, and that's what inspired people to go see it out in the theaters and have a communal experience with the film. But there's no way to know how it would have done if they had just released it straight into the theaters. Would it have caught fire? Possibly, very possibly. But it's also possible that it would have done what it did anyway at 18 million, and it would have been that big of a deal,
Oh, no, it probably wouldn't have done 18
Maybe
million.
not even 18.
Opening weekend, probably not. No, because people would know it. The reason why that people rushed out to see it is because it was this phenomenon on streaming. And, and so I had gotten a potential press screening for it. I was going to take my girls to see it, but I was busy, tied up. I couldn't do it. They would have been heaven if I took them to that thing.
Right.
They are they love it, and it's hilarious. Speaking of the beach yesterday, we're pulling up. We pull up to the beach, we're walking out, and here's some music playing. I know what it was, and my daughter, my 13-year-old, immediately goes, "Oh, K-pop Demon Hunters playing in the thing," and she just knew it immediately, and they knew the songs, and it's just a massive hit. Went over really, really well. Kids are losing their minds about it. Adults are losing their minds about it. It's really it's a big hit.
I think if this had done 30 to 40 million, then at that point Netflix are morons for not having put it out. But 18 is about what you'd expect, because it became such a big hit on Netflix, and it appealed to the young adult crowd, to the tween crowd, and they were showing up along with adults. Of course, I know there are a lot of adults on my feed who love this film, who are there singing along and doing all of that. Sure. So
but that's the magic trick, John.
Put it out, That's
the magic trick when it comes to animation. It's it's always going to be targeted towards the family, not animation in general, but the family movies and things of this nature are always going to be targeted towards kids. But the question is, can you make it enjoyable for everyone? And that's how you make your money.
Yeah.
Right. Because this movie is obviously targeted for, I think, probably in the tweens.
100%.
But it's also able to capture my 7-year-old watched it, no problem. And then I watched it by myself and Tina, and I love that. That was really smart. I thought it was really well put together. I watched it. So that's how you make money when it comes to animation in the family aspect. Like something like Arcane. Arcane's not going to transfer over to really young kids, because it's for that one is really made for late teens adults.
Yeah.
It's art. I mean, that's and so I don't know. That you couldn't put in the theater because it's also the freaking like a series. But
Yeah,
I'd love to see an Arcane movie in the theaters. I love that. Did you watch it yet? You still haven't seen it.
No, I still haven't seen Arcane. No, I got to put that. I mean, I'm catching up, dude. There's so much. I'm catching up on so much all the time. It's so frustrating.
I'm trying to think now because I've been doing this thing, as I said, like I'll find at least an hour or two at night when everyone else is going upstairs now. We're in our new place, and I'm like, okay, I'm catching up on things.
Right.
Caught up on that. I don't know if I'm going to go. Should I go to I'm either going to go to Mobland next, or I'm going to go to Fallout because the new season's coming out. So I might do Fallout. Shopping for a car should be exciting, not exhausting. Man, between misleading prices, hidden fees, it feels like a maze. This is what I love about Car Gurus. They rank the best deals, they verify dealers, and they make sure that you never pay more than you should. Your big deal, it just became a great deal. Car Gurus will connect you with trusted dealerships when you're ready, ensuring a transparent and hassle-free buying process. They give you control to shop how you want to shop with the tools, the information, and data-driven deal ratings that you need. It's no wonder that SimilarWeb estimated traffic data shows Car Gurus is the #1 most visited car shopping site. Buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus at cargurus.com. Go to cargurus.com to make sure your big deal is the best deal. That is CARGURUS.com. Cargurus.com.
Oh, you got those? You got these screeners early?
No, I'm talking about season 1.
Oh, I would go. Well, if you're in the Tulsa King place, go right into Mobland.
That's what I was thinking, but I also want to see. I think I might want to do some reactions to Fallout season 2.
Okay. Yeah.
So I might do that. So I don't know. Fallout or I'm not sure yet. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's what people don't understand, Kristian. Is like we have to watch stuff and then we get those screeners early. Like I've spent the last week and a half watching all of the new season of Slow Horses and all of Task, the new WB.
Oh, how's Task? Is it great?
I think I'm still under embargo, but I'll say this. Oh my God. That's what I'll say. Oh my God. So, but yeah. So to me, I'm like caught up on those. So to swing back to this other stuff, that's it's a little more difficult. Plus I'm watching the Cowboys doc on Netflix, which, I hate the Cowboys, but it's a fascinating doc. So,
well, it's so funny. So, so Task is the HBO Max show, right? Yeah. As my 7-year-old now says, Hubo Max. When I said that, I remember what program it was, but she goes, yeah, it's on Hubo Max. And I go, what? It's on what? Just Hubo Max. And I was like, I go, HBO Max? And she's like, it was great. But she was calling it Hubo Max. It was the best. I love that. I loved it so much. Anyway, so I think that the other stuff at the box office, you look at Superman crossing 600. That's a win for Warner Brothers. Big win.
I think it's a win. It's not a big win, but it's certainly a win. And
it's a big win when we get. But before we get to our next story, when you look at how many movies really, because this is another part of the conversation that we can have once we talk about the $400 billion mark, whatever. 4 billion, not 400. 4 billion. It's 400 would be okay. Everybody would be all right. It's bringing $400 billion. Right. 4 billion. But when it comes to that, it's like it's not we've already made the case 1,000 times over that you look at Lilo and Stitch, How to Train Your Dragon, those movies, you target them towards kids, you got a good shot at doing it. But the only one that did it was Lilo and Stitch.
Right. Yeah.
It's the only one as far as domestic movies, as far as movies made here by the studios. Because I think there's one that overseas that crushed. But is it just superhero movies that are taking the hit, or is it movies in general? It's not easy to do $1 billion anymore.
I think it's movies in general. I mean, you look at Americana and Eden, 2 back-to-back Sydney Sweeney films, and they've tanked at the box office. Ron Howard used to be, at least the older people would show up to Ron Howard movies. That was a $50 million movie. It made $1 million over the weekend. Wow. And then last week, Americana didn't even break $1 million. Kind of
I didn't know Ron Howard had a movie coming out.
There you go. It's like Eddington a few weeks ago did well, and that's it was so. I think what you have is a general, and this is the month of apathy, August, and all this kind of stuff. So you're going to get these films that are going to dump and not do well. But I think overall, I think moviegoers are being more selective than ever about the stuff they go see, because the demands on their time, as we just mentioned, at home, all the streaming services, all the new content. Everything like that. It's a battle constantly,
Well, especially if you can get a movie. Look, we just talked about K-pop Demon Hunters, right? If you can find a movie of that quality that comes out and you can watch it on streaming and then pops out and you can see it in the theater, it's like, but there's these movies like the thing is, because K-pop Demon Hunters is an example of a movie that all of those people who saw that, most of them saw that in the theater, saw the movie already, and they wanted to go and they wanted to sing along and they wanted to have fun with it. They already knew what it was. Essentially, they were going to a concert. They knew the songs, they knew what they were going to get. They're paying for the money. They know they're not going to be disappointed. It is a crapshoot these days to spend that kind of money to deal with horrendous behavior at theaters. You go in there and you're like, okay, I'm going to take my kids and my wife or my husband, whatever. We're going to go see a movie, and I'm going to cross my fingers. Let's say that the whole trip cost me $130 for everything that we're going to get. I'm going to cross my fingers that we all had a good time. It's supposed to walk out going, what a piece of shit. That you're going, oh, and you're like, you take a hit in the wallet. Everyone's like, oh, that was terrible. It's like, who wants to do that?
Yeah. It's too expensive, and you might as well just stay home, because you're right. I mean, I don't know how many times over the last few months that I've taken a chance even to go to a kind of almost empty theater, and there's still people talking. There's an old man snoring through half the fucking movie. Like,
sorry.
Maybe, but I just go crazy with that kind of stuff. So people are like, oh no, it's should people be going? It's not the theater going experience. People don't respect it anymore, and they go in and they shit on it, and they don't care if it affects other people. And it drives me nuts. There's no respect for that stuff.
No, it is. And if it was like it costs like $8 to go to the movies, like, all right, whatever, but it doesn't. Anyway, we'll get into the $4 billion thing in just a minute there too, but put your thoughts in the box office. What do you think about what we're seeing right now? What do you think about this particular thing? We didn't even get into Fantastic Four. I guess we can jump into that in a little bit as well.